Volodymyr Zelensky's strategic blunder. How a new law jeopardizes Ukraine's progress. Volodymyr Zelensky has made a significant miscalculation that could have serious repercussions for Ukraine. This situation is not just a minor error. It represents a critical turning point in the nation's ongoing struggle against corruption and its quest for Western support. In a recent development, a new law has been introduced that threatens to undermine the progress Ukraine has made in combating corruption. This legislative change could potentially alienate the very Western allies that Ukraine relies on for support during these challenging times. The implications of this move are profound, as it raises questions about the commitment to reform and transparency that many in the international community expect from Ukraine. But here's where it gets controversial. Zelensky's decision to push this law forward has sparked a heated debate among political analysts and citizens alike. Many argue that this could be seen as a betrayal of the trust placed in him by both the Ukrainian people and international partners. As of July 24, 2025, an update indicated that Zelensky has introduced a new bill that seems to reverse some of the changes made by the previous law. This backtracking raises further questions about his leadership and strategic vision. Is this a sign of indecisiveness, or is it a calculated move to regain favor with his supporters? The core issue here is not just about one law, it reflects a broader struggle within Ukraine to maintain integrity and uphold democratic values. As the nation navigates these turbulent waters, the stakes are incredibly high. In conclusion, the question remains, can Zelensky recover from this strategic blunder, or will it lead to a loss of confidence, both domestically and internationally? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe this misstep will have lasting effects on Ukraine's future? Or do you think there is still a chance for redemption? Ukraine's wartime protests. A victory for democracy amidst conflict. In a dramatic display of democratic resilience, Ukraine's recent protests have vividly illustrated the nation's unwavering commitment to democratic principles, even amidst the shadows of war. But here's where it gets controversial. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky initially seemed to backtrack on the independence of the country's anti-corruption bodies, sparking widespread international backlash and domestic unrest. Thousands of Ukrainians flooded the streets in various cities on Tuesday, reacting to parliamentary actions that threatened to undermine the autonomy of anti-corruption agencies, a legacy of the 2014 Revolution of Dignity. This marked the first significant public dissent since Russia escalated its military aggression over 3 years ago. Momentum built into Wednesday, culminating in Zelensky's announcement of a new draft bill that would restore and protect the agency's powers, a move that anti-corruption officials have strongly endorsed, urging rapid legislative approval. This twist in the tale underscores a broader narrative about Ukraine's robust democratic spirit, which has been a beacon of hope and a point of contention throughout its recent history. The inability to hold presidential and parliamentary elections in 2024 due to martial law and the ongoing Russian invasion highlights the severe challenges Ukraine faces. Over 6 million Ukrainians displaced within the EU and millions more under Russian control are disenfranchised, unable to vote, while those remaining face dangers that prevent safe political gatherings. Despite these obstacles, there is a consensus among Ukrainian opposition groups, civil society, and international allies that the conditions are currently too perilous for free elections. Yet, the Kremlin has seized this vulnerability to cast doubts on Zelensky's legitimacy, with Russian President Vladimir Putin even suggesting a temporary UN administration over Ukraine. This move reveals Putin's deep-seated inability to accept Ukraine's sovereignty and democratic identity, which he perceives as a direct threat to his authoritarian rule. The narrative of Ukraine's democratic journey is punctuated by significant milestones, such as the 2004 Orange Revolution and the subsequent Revolution of Dignity, which have shaped its European trajectory and provoked Kremlin's ire. The current protests not only reflect a continuity of democratic activism, but also a poignant reminder of what is at stake in the ongoing conflict. The presence of military personnel among the protesters is a powerful symbol of the intertwined fates of Ukraine's democratic institutions and its national defense. As Ukraine continues to navigate through these tumultuous times, the resilience of its people offers a hopeful yet stark reminder of the ongoing struggle for democracy in the face of external aggression. This unfolding situation raises a critical question. Can Ukraine maintain its democratic path under such extreme pressures? And this is the part most people miss. The enduring spirit of its people suggests that not only can it maintain this path, but it may also emerge stronger. What do you think? Does the international community need to step up its support for Ukraine's democratic institutions? Share your thoughts and join the conversation. Zelenskyy reverses anti-corruption measures. Public outrage and war implications. In a surprising turn of events, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reversed his stance on anti-corruption measures, igniting a mix of relief and concern among citizens and international observers alike. This legislative reversal, announced on Thursday, has alleviated immediate fears regarding the potential rollback of measures put in place to combat corruption, which many viewed as a critical aspect of Ukraine's democratic progress. Zelenskyy emphasized the strength and dignity with which Ukrainians are confronting the challenges they face, stating, "It's important that Ukrainians are responding with such dignity to everything that's happening." He later acknowledged in a media briefing that perhaps there should have been more dialogue prior to implementing the controversial law. "I remain focused on the war situation," he continued, underlining that it was crucial to listen to the demands of the people and respond to their calls for change. However, the incident has cast a long shadow over public trust, especially when many recall the hard-won achievements following the 2014 Maidan uprising. This revolution effectively ended the presidency of Viktor Yanukovych, who had strong ties to the Kremlin, and reconstituted a government with a stronger commitment to combating corruption. Mikhailo Subaliev, an 18-year-old student whose father played a significant role in establishing anti-corruption institutions in parliament, described Zelenskyy's actions as ugly and outrageous. His father not only took part in these policies, but also joined territorial defense forces to protect Kyiv following Russia's recent invasion, and now actively fights in the Zaporizhzhia region. Sabaliev acknowledges the risks of criticizing the government during wartime, but sees public dissent as a vital sign that democracy is functioning. This civic engagement is particularly striking, considering that under martial law, large protests are often restrained. As many citizens highlight, such demonstrations would likely be impossible in neighboring Russia, where the government has brutally suppressed any indication of dissent. For numerous Ukrainians, the connection between their rights at home and the sacrifices of soldiers on the front lines is clear. If democratic values cannot be maintained domestically, what are the soldiers truly fighting for? Aristarch, a 50-year-old special forces officer who only goes by one name for safety reasons, reflected on the difficulty of maintaining morale amidst the ongoing turmoil. However, witnessing such widespread public commitment to their country rekindles a profound sense of pride and motivation, elevating his resolve in a tough battle. Jessica Berlin, a senior fellow at the Center for European Policy Analysis, has been vocal in her criticism, describing Zelenskyy's initial law as one of his most significant political missteps amid the ongoing conflict. She pointed out that his decision seemingly fractures the implicit agreement that has sustained the trust between the Ukrainian government and its people throughout 3 harrowing years of war. While the public has largely shown restraint, believing that the government is prioritizing the country's success, many now feel that this legislative move crossed a significant line. Furthermore, the backlash has not only been domestic. Leaders from across Europe have expressed their concerns, urging the Ukrainian president to reconsider his actions. Some observers worry that Zelenskyy's credibility may suffer lasting damage from this incident. Drago Kos, who previously chaired the OECD's Working Group on Bribery and International Business Transactions, remarked on the shifting perceptions of Zelenskyy, stating that until now, he was viewed as one of the good guys. Yet this latest development raises unsettling questions. Why, he ponders, do the so-called good guys seem fearful of tackling corruption in their own nation? While the discourse surrounding this legislative change unfolds, the implications for Ukraine's governance and its struggle for clarity and integrity during warfare deserve careful attention and prompt intriguing questions for discussion. How do you perceive the balance between wartime actions and maintaining transparent governance? What does this say about trust in the government during a crisis?